Hey guys, welcome to this video. So let's say that you've been sued and you're trying to figure out, do I settle with the debt collector? Do I file bankruptcy? Or is there another option? And I want to suggest to you that there is another option. That is to fight the lawsuit. So let's kind of take a step back. You've been sued by a company like Midland Funding, Portfolio Recovery, LV&V, Calvary, whoever it might be. They've sued you. And maybe you have the first strategy of, hey, let me go settle this. And I'll offer them some percentage of what they sued me for. And that can be a perfectly fine strategy. Do keep in mind, if you settle for less than what you owe, then you may have to pay taxes on the amount that is forgiven. And you also need to keep in mind that your credit reporting is not going to be deleted by that debt buyer just because you settle with them. At least usually that's not the case. Normally, they'll update your report to show zero balance. Now, if they don't do that, then you may have a good lawsuit against them. So that is certainly one option to settle. But what if they go, nope, you got to pay us 75 cents on the dollar, 85 cents on the dollar if you want it settled. I've even seen them sometimes say, you have to pay us 100 cents on the dollar. It's like, well, that's not much of a settlement. Why do that? So a lot of times people say, well, if I'm not going to settle, then I'm going to file bankruptcy. And bankruptcy can work. Okay, if you file bankruptcy and you qualify under Chapter 7, then that should wipe out whatever debt they're suing you for. Okay, we're not talking about student loans, but just credit card, medical debt, personal loans, things like that. So you could do that, but you have to take into account the long-term consequences of filing bankruptcy. And, there is a difference between filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy and 13.7 wipes it out. 13, you're typically paying for 5 years, paying money in on all those debts. And a lot of times people kind of stop there. They say, well, I can settle it or I can file bankruptcy. But there is this other option. That is to fight the lawsuit. So you respond to the lawsuit. You file an answer to the lawsuit. Then you get a trial date and you go to the trial and you try your case. And sometimes people say to me, look, I can't afford to hire a lawyer, or I don't want to hire a lawyer. Do I have any chance of being successful? And the answer is yes, you do. You can be successful. Now, I'll tell you this, if you get the right lawyer, it's obviously going to be easier. Just like, can you fix your car by yourself? Sure. But if you get the right mechanic, it's going to be easier, assuming you're not a mechanic. So you can fight it. And sometimes people say, well, what if I lose? Okay, you lose. Well, then you can file bankruptcy. Now, there is a very sort of little niche area or unusual circumstance where if you're ever going to file bankruptcy, it's better to file first before the judgment. That is if you have property. And you may not be able to have a judgment happen and then file bankruptcy before there's a lien put on your property. If there's a lien put on your property, that can make it a little more complicated to what's called strip off that lien or get rid of that lien in bankruptcy. But for a lot of people that are asking this question, this is usually the scenario I get. They say, John, look, I'm on Social Security and I rent. I don't own anything. So I'm going to offer them, 20 cents on the dollar, 50 cents on the dollar. If they don't do that, I'll file bankruptcy. And I'm going, I'd fight the lawsuit. If you lose, so what? They can't touch Social Security. If you don't own anything, they can't get that. And you can always file bankruptcy and wipe out that debt. So bankruptcy can be like your trump card, okay? So I just want you to think that through. You have to know where you're starting from. You have to really give that some thought. Do I have property that's at risk? Do I have wages that are at risk? Okay, because that might influence you. But if you are considering between paying the debt collector some money, and remember about taxes, or filing bankruptcy, which unless you do Chapter 13, you're not paying them, but there's going to be serious consequences to having a bankruptcy, obviously. Or fight it. Because if you win, think about all the good things that happen when you win. And I think we just did a video on winning a lawsuit. There's no credit reporting by that debt buyer, or there better not be, or you can sue them. They can't bother you again. There's no tax consequence because you won your case. You don't owe that debt. And so a lot of good things. And even if you lose, well, then you could still offer them a little bit of money, or you could file bankruptcy, or do nothing if you truly are what's called judgment proof. No wages, no property, nothing that they can get a hold of. So I hope that that's helpful to you, and feel free to subscribe to our channel. You can share this video or watch other videos that we have on our channel. And if we can ever help you, just get in touch with us. Okay, thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.